Thank you for watching the Westwood High School freshman presentation. First, let's just start with who your child's counselor is. Over the next few weeks, you and your child will be invited to your child's freshman conference where you'll get to meet with your counselor who will be your child's counselor for the next 4 years. Here is all their contact information you will need. Next thing I want to show you is the Westwood Counseling website if you have not become familiar with it so far. The Westwood Counseling information, which you can get to right off the front of the Westwood website, has everything you're possibly going to need over the next 4 years. When your child's a junior and senior, they'll be able to look at all the colleges coming to our campus to meet with our juniors and seniors. Again, your counseling information. Later on this year, we'll be talking more about our ACC dual credit program if your child is interested. Everything they're going to need is right here. If you want to look at the school profile to see how Westwood students perform against the state and national averages, that's here. If you want to see where our seniors go every year, again, eventually when your child is older in junior and senior year, we'll be spending more time applying to college. SAT and ACT will come later. This presentation is all linked in here. If you want to look at what the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders are getting to kind of look ahead so you can plan, feel free. It's all linked in here. Course selection information is here. Eventually, if your child's a student athlete and is wanting to play sports in college, it's listed here. Senior year, we're going to hit hard scholarships and financial aid. This is a good section that a lot of freshmen can go ahead and take advantage of. We have career assessments and exploration activities they can do to start maybe narrowing down maybe different college degrees or jobs they would like in the future. We always have some mental health resources available. If you're wanting to learn about our GPA and class rank policy and transcripts, all here. Summer programs and internships and camps that are offered. This becomes more heavily done late spring when we're getting that information from different programs. And that's really going to be the main things you'll be using over the next 4 years. So I'm glad you now know it's available if you hadn't been here. Okay, let's keep moving. So there is a full section on rank and GPA, so definitely spend some time there, but I want to show you and talk about how we do GPA at Westwood. So at Westwood, we are on a 5.0 GPA scale, which might be different than what you had when you were in high school yourself as a parent, but our 5.0 GPA scale, if a student takes all on-level courses, so if they take all grade level courses and make 100s, they will have a perfect GPA of a 5.0 out of a 5.0. If your child takes all advanced level courses and makes 100s, they're going to have an above perfect GPA at 6.0 out of the 5.0 scale. So our valedictorian will go above the 5.0 mark. Some students will think, oh, well, I should just take everything advanced and it'll automatically make me have a higher GPA. That's not necessarily the case. You have to be making higher grades in those courses to get that 10-point boost. If you're in all advanced courses and making a 70 in all of them, that's like making an 80 in on level. So there's only a 10-point boost. So you'll see here, if a student takes an advanced level course, whether advanced, AP, IB, tag, they're going to earn up to 6 points for that 100, 5 points for a 90, and it goes on. That scale is listed. There's a link right here, and if you click on it, it'll download the table that will show you, okay, if I have a 100, it makes a 6. If I have a 99, it's a 5.9. And if you download this, you can print it, but it'll then tell you, okay, versus an on-level. So you'll see an on-level 100 is the same thing as a 90 in advanced. Again, advanced is going to have more coursework, so you have to kind of balance and find your right amount, pushing yourself but not overextending yourself. And that's the big thing about picking classes at Westwood, is you want to find balance. If you're interested in calculating GPA, this sample transcript you can click on will literally teach you how to calculate GPA down to the detail if you have a transcript in front of you. We also have a 4.0 GPA. This is not one we use in college admissions. We don't use it for rank. It's purely just something there. If your child is a student athlete, eventually NCAA will want to know your 4.0 GPA, but that's really the only time you will ever be asked that. So in general, Westwood is a 5-point GPA. It's weighted, and it's just based off your core classes and foreign languages. Endorsements versus academies. We talked about this some in 8th grade, the difference between an academy and endorsement. And there are some really useful handouts that will help you here. An academy is a 3 to 4 sequence of courses based off electives. So if you took 4 years of computer science, 4 years of engineering, 4 years of art, 4 years of band, 4 years of the ROTC program, you would have an academy. Some of our elective pathways, like fashion design, is only a 3-year program. So that is why you'll see 3 or 4, because if a program only has a 3-year sequence, it's just 3 years. If you complete the elective pathway over your 4 years at Westwood, you're going to earn a colored stole, a little bling to wear at graduation. An academy is not required. A lot of students will try one elective freshman year, decide they like it or don't like it, and maybe pick something different the next year. That's fine. An academy is purely just you getting a little extra bling at graduation. You'll be able to get bling many other ways, I promise, if it's not through an academy pathway. An endorsement is different. An endorsement, you have to have 1 to graduate high school. When we registered you as an 8th grader coming into 9th grade, we made sure we put you on a plan to get an endorsement. You only have to have 1 to graduate. Could you have more than 1? Yes. Most students end up having more than 1. But is it something that colleges are going to look at and be like, oh, they have 2 endorsements versus this student only has 1? Nope. All colleges want to know if you graduated. And the way they know you graduated means that you did 1 endorsement. So a multidisciplinary endorsement, all of you are going to have. If you take your 4 core classes all 4 years, which is mandatory, you automatically get the multidisciplinary endorsement. Business and industry. Business and industry, if you take an elective pathway within our business program for 4 years, you will get a business and industry endorsement. Public service. You can get this one by doing like ROTC for 4 years, so it also can give you an endorsement. A STEM endorsement's a little different. If you take 5 years of math or 5 years of science, and remember, you're only required to take 4, if you take 5 of math or science, you can get a STEM endorsement. If you take 4 years of a STEM-related elective, so 4 years of comp sci, 4 years of engineering, robotics, you can also get a STEM endorsement that way as well. Arts and humanities. This one can be by taking 4 years of foreign language, 5 social studies. You're only required to have 4, so if you go that above and beyond and take a 5th one, you can get an arts and humanities that way. Or you can take 4 years of art, 4 years of choir, band, piano, theater. Those can all count, or dance. Those can all count for you getting an endorsement. The thing about endorsements, you only get the academy stole if your endorsement is an academy as well. So if you took 4 years of band, that's a fine art academy and the arts and humanity endorsement. But if you took 5 science classes, that's not an academy. That's not an elective. So it would only get you the endorsement, not the academy as well. I know it can be a little confusing. The 2 handouts here lay it out very detailed. So for STAR testing, so for your student to graduate high school, they will need to pass the Algebra, English 1, English 2, Biology, and U.S. History. Some of our freshmen took Algebra 1 STAR in middle school and already have that done. Others are going to be taking it this year along with English 1 and Biology. English 2 is mainly your sophomore year, and U.S. History will be sophomore or junior year is when your child will be taking it. So at most your child will take 3. A lot of them will only be taking 2 this year, and those will be done in the spring. So starting to think about course selection for next year. Again, I've already said balance is key. I always tell students, think about how your freshman year is going already. What classes are you enjoying? What classes are stressing you out? What classes could you do more in? Then I would also say, okay, if you had your 4 hardest classes all on one day, could you do it? Because I think your freshmen learned this year, we can't control which periods your child has all their classes. So they need to be prepared. If their 4 hardest classes are on one day, that's going to have to happen that way. So we need to make sure they're really prepared. So when we start thinking about courses, this is a quick recap from last year. Everybody's got to have the 4 core classes every year. That's the non-negotiable. Besides that, over the 4 years of high school, has to have 2 years of the same foreign language. So Spanish 1, Spanish 2, Chinese 1, Chinese 2, German 1, German 2, and so on. Everybody's got to have 1 fine art class. So that can range from piano to band to orchestra to art to theater, choir, and so on. Everybody's got to have 1 year of physical education. So that can be playing on one of our athletic teams, to taking a PE class, to taking dance, cheer, ROTC, lots of options. And then they have to take 7 other courses and earn 7 more credits before they graduate. And if a student earns anything extra in these categories, so if they take 3 foreign language, 5 sciences, 5 math, or 2 years of PE or 2 years fine art, all the extra technically counts into that a 7 elective total. So even though it might be a 5th science credit, when we're counting total requirements, we can count that towards an elective, just when we're trying to get to the overall 27 credits. So I always tell families it's nothing to too stress about, because in reality you have 8 courses a year, and 8 times 4 is 32. You only need 27 to graduate. And some of y'all already came to us with credits for middle school. So it's not like you just had 32 spots. You might already have some more. So you're going to be fine getting in your credits. So right now, as a freshman, you're sitting in one of our 9th grade English courses. So English 1 or Advanced English 1. So next year, you're going to be really looking towards English 2 or Advanced English 2. And our tag English is stacked within our Advanced English 2. So that's really going to be your big choice for English for next year. Math is where it's more complicated, because you've got to find what math class is your child in as a freshman. So you would find which one they're in. So if they're in geometry, they're going to be deciding between Algebra 2 or On-Ramps College Algebra. If they're in advanced geometry, they're probably going to be choosing between Advanced Algebra 2 and On-Ramps Algebra 2. So, and that's how you'll look at the 9th grade column and move over to the 10th grade. So that's going to be how you're kind of looking at that. Then I put this on here. If your child is planning to go on the IB pathway, I would want you to double check where your child is in the 9th grade to pick their 10th grade courses, because some students will be then moving into IB courses in 10th grade for their math. So I just want to make sure if your child is planning to go IB that they use this chart to pick their math. Next is social studies. So 9th grade year, everybody's sitting in World Geography or the AP Human Geography. So 10th grade, you're really looking at a few choices. If you're in World Geography, you're probably going to be looking at World History. If you're in AP Human Geography, you're going to be looking probably at AP World History. If you're in AP Human Geography and you're wanting to continue IB, you would either take IB Prep US History or AP US History. AP US History is the beginning of the US forward. It is a class, it goes pretty fast, but it's a class where you have the potential to earn college credit through the AP program. Versus IB Prep US History is going to be more reconstruction on, and it does not have the option to earn college credit like AP. IB students cannot take US History over the summer at ACC. So I just have to put that out there. You have to take US History here in 10th grade if you're going into the IB program. Also, for non-IB students will ask, well, can I take US History over the summer at ACC? Yes, you are more than welcome to. However, US History is the 11th grade course for our non-IB students. So if you choose to take US History between the summer of 9th and 10th grade, you still take World History in 10th grade. All that means is 11th grade, you won't have to take Social Studies at Westwood. A lot of times students think, oh, well, if I take US History between 9th and 10th grade, I don't have to take 10th grade World History. No, that's not how it works. That's why we recommend most students take US History the summer between 10th and 11th grade, And then that's when you realize you have the immediate reward. Then you don't take a social studies in 11th grade. Science. So most everybody's in biology or advanced biology. So you're going to be looking at taking advanced chemistry, or if maybe on-level biology has been a struggle, I would recommend IPC. That's really what your pathways for 10th grade are going to look like. So again, for our foreign language, we offer at Westwood Spanish, German, French, American Sign Language, and Chinese. You have to have 2 years of the same language. So if you have not started your language credit yet, I would really strongly recommend you start that in 10th grade. Next, remember, 1 fine art and 1 PE credit is required before graduation. Some of you might have chosen to take it in 9th grade and got it done and over with on your checklist. Some of y'all are going to do it next year, or maybe you're still planning on waiting till 11th or 12th grade. Remember, the things with the stars can count for your fine art and PE credit, so they give you bonus credits there. Also remember, ROTC can count as your PE credit as well. So we have lots of different electives to choose from, and what I've done over the next few slides, so you can pause this when you see what you're interested in. You would look to see your 9th grade course, then you'll see what the elective is for 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. So it's very systematic. You just find your elective pathway and you move your way over. So again, I know I'm kind of going fast through this, but this is a presentation that you can pause, or you can just go with the PowerPoint that's attached to this as well, and you can just go slide by slide for your electives. So they're all listed there for you. Also, on the virtual course selection on the counseling website that I showed you, this link will take you there. It has our virtual choice sheets with our teacher-made course descriptions. It also has the Round Rock ISD course catalogs there as well. So make sure you are looking at that information. You're not going to be picking courses until January, February timeframe, but this is a good time to start looking and researching about what you might be interested in. Again, I cannot stress enough, make sure your schedule is balanced. The other things I would say to start doing in freshman year is start building your resume. So you can only include things from 9th grade up to your current school year. So if you did things between the summer, between 8th and 9th grade, you cannot use this. So your resume is something you're going to use in 4 years for college applications. Here's the thing, if you wait till senior year to make your resume, you are going to forget things you did over the course of high school, because high school goes by fast. Y'all are going to be super busy. So what we did is, if you click on their sample resume, if you click download, the formatting of this will appear much nicer. I cannot stress that enough. And you can click enable edit. You can save it for yourself, and then you can literally just type in over this your information. And parents, this is a good place you can help your student. You can help them keep up with this, and as you go through the 4 years, you're going to add your information. Also, the good thing about this is it tells you kind of things colleges are looking for. So eventually on your college applications, they're going to ask you to list all your extracurriculars, all your leadership, awards and honors you've gotten, summer activities, volunteer work, so community service, and work experience. This resume, if you start keeping up with it in 9th grade and you have it all organized, it's going to make college applications easier. The other thing this does is it gives you a real visual image, a cue to say, ooh, I haven't done anything in this area. Well, you don't have to do something in every area every year, but over the next 4 years, if you're in a club and they're like, we have an officer position open and you haven't taken on any leadership, that might be a good cue for you to go ahead and run for that officer position. Or again, volunteer work. There's some options down here where you can sign up to start getting some volunteer hours in. Or you might want to join some clubs if you haven't done so already. So maybe you could be in a club for all 4 years of high school. That would be really good for colleges. So something to think about, but that is something age, grade level appropriate I would be working on. Final reminders, freshman year matters. Colleges do look at this when they're trying to decide if they're going to accept you in 4 years. So don't blow freshman year off. Don't procrastinate with your homework and your assignments. Make sure you're checking your grades and Hack daily. Check your student email multiple times. Being a student is your job for the next 4 years, and you have to check your email. Opportunities and things are getting emailed to you daily, and if you're not checking it, there's a good chance you could fall behind on something or miss out on something because you're not staying up to date. And then take advantage of what your teachers offer you. If they're offering you to flex in for tutorials or go in the morning, take advantage of it. They're the ones who are going to help you along, and the more effort you put in, the more they're going to recognize that. I hope this video has helped kind of get you on the right track and mindset for freshman year. We're excited for the next 4 years and the adventures you're going to have.